Alright, here is the cabinet after the staining. We got a triple mix of special walnut, red mahogany, and dark walnut. I think just a tad of dark walnut, not much. There's probably more red mahogany in it than anything else, and special walnut. So what we got here is oil rub bronze all around the framework here. The base is done in oil rub bronze. The rest of the cabinet is done in dark walnut. No. It's not dark walnut. Dumb donkey. It's yeah. It's what is it? Darn it. Honey. It's honey. It's been a while since I used the honey stain. And I decided, since I ran across it in the rack, I thought, I'm going to bounce back to this here because it had some good looking radios with the honey stain on it. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, I don't really know what you're thinking, but I know what I'm thinking. Well, I think I know what I'm thinking. It looks dark. And it is dark. But it's not going to stay dark because I'm going to hit it with a couple of thin coats of sand sealer on it before I do the aqua coat. It's probably going to get about 3 coats of aqua coat on it. We're going to coat it, sand it, coat it, sand it, coat it, and sand it again until we get a smoothness a baby's behind would envy, and it will lighten up quite a bit from all those sandings. So and the dark areas will stay dark. The other areas are going to be a highlight. The things there. I've already got my Philco decal and the Tropic insignia on the thing, and I believe I do have the decals for this knob identifications. This edge here is done with the same thing this is done with special walnut. It's going to lighten up quite a bit too when I start to sanding on it. This will lighten up too because I'm going to be hitting this here with some aqua coat also. No aqua coat on any of the painted stuff. It is going to get a light sanding of about maybe 600 grit, and then it's going to get cleared. But it's going to get cleared at the same time everything else is getting cleared. This is going to. We had a rain today, late afternoon rain, and it's still looking like it might rain some more. We got a 70% chance tomorrow, and the day after that, and the day after that, and possibly the day after that. So it's going to be, the moisture levels are going to be high around here for the next few days. This is going to sit here, and I'm going to have to put this in the inside and for the next day, and because I want this stain to really dry. I mean, I want it dry, because I found I get the best results by on finishes if I let this thing sit for a day, maybe a day and a half, until she's dry to the touch. So that's what we're going to do with that. So stand by, we're going to have more. Okay, the back. The back is being touched up. Some of the rough areas along the edges down here, especially where the screws were going, the original screws were going, some of those areas were messed up. And the fact of the haphazard spacing on the thing, I did keep these on the sides because they were about the only matches that were done. Here is the original markings for the holes for the top part of it. We got them all plugged, and we're refinishing those so that I can put 4 fasteners at the top and 4 fasteners at the bottom, and the 2 fasteners on the sides. 5, 5, and 2 was too much. 4, 4, and 2 would be a lot better, I think. I can't imagine why they want to use so many damn screws. You know, so anyway, we got a chassis sticker on the thing. We're going to go in and take a look at that real quick. I've got these here being touched up with JB Weld. Further tweak this thing so that we can get it, and it's going to get shot with a dark walnut finish on the back. So hang on, we'll have more. All right, the speaker, we cleaned it up and wiped it down, and we've got a coating of semi-gloss on this, so it is ready to glow. This, by the way, I'm not sure I mentioned it, but this is a 10-inch speaker. A 10-inch speaker. That's a monster. Well, the radio's a monster. I mean, when you go to pick it up, you're going to need help from 2 little boys and a couple of dudes to move this radio around. Boy, I can just barely handle it. Well, maybe not just barely handle it because I'm such a monster, but we got a finish on the speaker mount. There is a panel that this sandwiches against the front of the radio that has the grill cloth attached to it, and it's sandwiched in first. This goes on second and fastened in, and then the speaker mounts onto that. That there is going to be ready this week. I'm not really sure when, because I just shopped around for some grill cloth for this that I thought would be a good accent for the radio, and it's going to be a dark also, and it should be in by midweek, I would think. I hope. United States Postal Service willing. Okay. The knobs. The knobs have been cleaned up. They have not been buffed. They don't need buffing. I mean, they cleaned up excellent. I mean, all knobs should be that way. I mean, the radio was taken care of pretty good. I don't know about the the varmints that got in and chewed up the wires, but essentially the radio was pretty good shape. So I'm not even going to clear these because I want people to touch these and feel them and feel how supple they are. Now the radio, I started to put the tubes in. I wanted to get a check out on the thing, and usually what I do with a radio is when I do the checkout video and I power it up to see if it's going to do anything, and it doesn't, I will generally go and check the tubes. Well, I never did check the tubes. I pulled them when I was getting ready to prep the chassis for work, and I put them in a bowl and or a tray for safekeeping, and shelved it. Well, I figured, well, I'm going to populate the chassis again with the tubes and get at least a checkout with no rectifier in it and see what was drawing, and seeing if everything was copacetic and everything, and there was no lightning storms. And got the checker out and did the checking, and let's see, the power tubes, they're a little bit on the mediocre side. One 46 tube, and there's 3 of them. One of them checked out okay. The other 2, redlined. One of the C7s is weak. The other C7 was dead on arrival. I had a C7 in the rack. That one there is a replacement for it. The A6, it was a little, A6, I'll have to go over there and check. The J7 and the A6 I think checked out okay. I mean, they were at least a 1 on the green scale, and the 1 on the green scale on my meters means out of the mediocre zone. Would you see that? Yeah, and into the green, but not far into the green. Mid green is a 3, and top green is a 5. So that's how I grade my tubes. The 80 tube, I couldn't check, even with my even with a good one, my new meter, couldn't check it. I don't think I did. It's not marked, so I must not have checked it. So what I did was, over here, there's one of the C7s that was dead. A 76, the other 76, and the 78 was donkeyed too. So there was those 4. The 78 tube goes in the shielding, and I had a 6D6 G tube, and it says it's an excellent replacement for the 78 tube. I had a couple up in the rack. I commandeered one and stuck it in there. The 2 bad 76s won't be here till Wednesday, possibly. So, I mean, I've got until then to still, and I've got 2 V6s coming that are a matched pair, and that will bring this thing up to tip-top condition, I'm hoping. So Lord willing, and the creek don't rise, and U.S. Postal Service doesn't kill each other off, we'll be getting this thing pretty much in the bag mid to end week. So stay tuned, I'll have more.